What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism. Let's get into this one. As we saw on the weekend, I was there live, won the 98 or 96,000 people, however many it was. Wembley Stadium, we saw Anthony Joshua get destroyed by Daniel Dubois, Triple D Dynamite Daniel Dubois. And yeah, in this one, I'm just going to speak a little bit on Anthony Joshua's next move. What would be the right move for him to make next? What should he do? Um, and for me personally, I think the smartest move he can make now is retirement. Because reason being, I think he's proven everything that there is to prove. And I think after, the beating he took from Daniel Dubois, he's going to need a lot of rebuilding. So he'll need fights to sort of rebuild his confidence. But I think at the age he is now, sort of mid 30s, 34, he's going to be 35 this year, like I think next month or whenever his birthday is. So for me, I'm looking at it thinking, well, the guy's nearly 35 years old now. And I don't think he's got the luxury of time at this moment. I mean, maybe if he was like closer to Daniel Dubois' age, you might say, all right, you've taken a big loss. Maybe you can sort of rebuild. But I think at his age, he's right at the very end of his career. And I don't think he's got the time to rebuild. And I don't think he's going to be able to get into that world title picture again. I think, it seems like from the fight on Saturday that the punch resistance maybe at least on its last legs, and it may be gone or it may be going, but yeah, he didn't seem to be able to take anything from Daniel Dubois. It seems the punch resistance might be gone. It could just be that Daniel Dubois hits hard, but Dubois has been in with other guys, and they've been able to sort of, even the guys is not, they've been able to sort of take shots off of him and come back. And but AJ was like, nah, falling over from him. So yeah, he seems to be very sort of fragile at this moment. But I mean, I think as much as that's my opinion, I think retirement's the best option. I think he will fight on. And if he does fight on, I think there's one of my a friend of mine. He knows who he is. He suggested Deontay Wilder in the O2 Arena as a farewell fight, and I think as much as I reckon retirement's probably the best option for Joshua, because I can't see him being a gatekeeper or a journeyman or doing what Derek Chisora does, because he's been to the very, very top. I mean, Chisora hasn't, and he's just made a career out of doing what he's done. But I think with Joshua, it's just not for him because he's been right to the very, very top. And, once you've been up there, it's very hard to come down, and there's pride and there's ego. So I think something like, if he doesn't retire, a Deontay Wilder fight would probably be the best for him, because as much as we all think, now Deontay Wilder's kind of he's a shot fighter too. He hardly throws a punch now. He's recently been, battered by Zhile Zhang. But I suppose even that probably wasn't as bad as what happened with Joshua and Dubois. But anyway, so they'd both be coming off of terrible knockout losses. I think Anthony Joshua looks like he's kind of got more left than Deontay Wilder, because it happened with Parker dealt with Deontay Wilder very easily as well. Um, but I think that sort of fight would be sort of a safe-ish one for Anthony Joshua if he wants to carry on fighting. I think the Deontay Wilder would be the best fight for him, because at least then there's an equal level of danger there. Wilder can still punch, but he doesn't really let his hands go. Joshua's punch resistance looks to be, in tatters. So yeah, I think that would be probably a good one if he does continue. But realistically, I think the pride in him and the fighter in him is going to want the Dubois rematch, which for me personally, I strongly advise against, but especially not immediately, because unlike the Andy Ruiz fight where he was winning rounds, and he put Ruiz down, and then he got caught, and you could see ways he was sort of winning that fight. This one is not the case. I mean, even with Usyk, there was very little positives to take from it, but he stayed on his feet. He wasn't sort of all done. But this one is like he just got completely battered. So I wouldn't advise the Dubois rematch. But I think if he does take it, there are some mistakes that he might be able to fix. His defense, the chin being up in the air, and the leaning in when he's throwing punches. There's mistakes that he made in that fight that he can fix, but I still don't think in the immediate aftermath he's going to be able to fix those mistakes in time for the rematch. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, that's what I'd say. I think if he is gonna come back, you're gonna want a guy like Deontay Wilder. That'll be a sensible fight because it's a fight that we all wanted to see at some point, but we didn't get to see. So just their names alone, I mean, I don't think it will sell all that well. But as much as I would frown upon it, and I don't really want to see Joshua fight again, that's not my. But I would tune in and I would watch it. So, I'd be a hypocrite if I said I wouldn't watch it. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts there. I think ultimately retirement's the best move because I think if he faces any of these guys, Bakoli, Zhang, I think even, Parker at this point, um, I think any of the top guys would mess him up now. They'd probably beat him now based on that performance. I think that's probably what would happen, and Dubois certainly, beats him again if they fight again. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? You might disagree. You might have other suggestions of guys you think Joshua should fight. But let me know what you think. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing over and out.